All right, in this video, I want to help elevate your thinking, elevate my own thinking into a much higher state of consciousness and awareness of your circumstances and surrounding, all right, to literally make us all better. So check this out. I mean, I'm going into a court hearing today, right? My buddy had a court hearing, so I was like, all right, I'll go down there with him. And he's discouraged. It was he's not discouraged, but he's just whatever. He wants to do his thing, and I wanted to watch what he had to say. So he went in there, and at the end of the court, and he did the best he could, right? He comes out and he says, "Man, they're just up against me. They're trying to get me. They want to go against me, and no matter what, I'm just not seeing how I'm going to get around this." And he has this. I had this like attitude, like, and I said, "Okay, so how does that help you win?" And he's saying all these things about like that he's not going to win and all these things. So I immediately asked him, like, well, how does that help you win? What are you going to do to help you win the situation? He said, and that just shut him up. He's just like, he didn't have anything to say. I'm like, well, how are you going to win? What are you going to do to win? Okay. And then he started all of a sudden thinking about solutions and coming up with ideas on how he's going to win it. Completely, he's smart. So he's like freaking really, boom, immediately changed his thinking immediately and started approaching solutions and ideas to overcome these things. Now, sometimes on a regular basis, I'll be asking myself, I'm like, well, I look at like another person, compare myself to another person, right? Like my buddy Adam, for example. I mean, freaking the man, dude. Adam Rayfeld's the freaking man, and he and I were neck and neck at AmeriQuest. We were the number one guys in the company, and he stuck to what he was doing. He stayed committed, and now he's so freaking successful, it's unreal. Like, he's so freaking rich and successful, he's on another level. Talked to him on the phone today, and I'm like, just lit him up, dude. I blew him up with like compliments, and I blew him up with like his wife. I just like, dude, how lucky she is to have him. Like, I'm being genuine. Like, I really was. Like, I don't mean to flatter the guy. I really didn't even want anything from him. I mean, I kind of was like, I got a deal for you to look at, but ultimately, I brought it to him like really fast. He's like a super rich guy, super successful guy. So he's not going to deal with BS and small talk. I kept it really quick, got on point, and then attacked. But at the end of the call, I was like, wow, that's an amazing opportunity. And then one of the things I learned from Adam, now this is the number one guy at the company. He and I were both number one, right? Literally I was number one. Then when I left, Adam was number one, right? So, but we were always competing with each other. And he taught me a lot. One of the things that he taught me was like, he's always just like solution thinking, no matter what, on to the next, on to the next, on to the next. No emotions about it, no attachment to the situation, on to the next. Not a problem. We would make so many calls every single day, like 300 calls a day. So we're just dialing like crazy. So it wouldn't matter what the guy said, how mad he was, how much he pissed us off. It was just like on to the next, okay? And you shake it off, move on. And I'm dealing with that like, it's so common right now where we have like, I'll be in a situation on a deal or a negotiation I'm working on something, and all of a sudden it's like, oh, it's emotional, or the other person tries to get emotional. Make it a personal issue. Like what they'll do a lot of times in like negotiation, business deals, whatever, the other side, when they have a weak position, they will cling on to personal attacks because they don't have a good position. They don't have much on their side. So all they can do is go on for the personal attacks or the name calling. It's a red flag where they got nothing, so. But it can easily distract and say, wow, personal attack. Somebody sends you a mean and nasty, hateful thing. Oh, it's just a personal attack because they got no case. They got no actual grounds to negotiate, no reason to. And my point is that as opposed to like getting upset about that, attacking and, attacking them back, it's like, dude, on to the next. If it's not relevant or it's not going to help me win in one way or the other, on to the next. Never quit. One of the things, Donald Trump has a book called Art of the Deal. Actually, I've never freaking read the book till now. It's my first time. 1987, it was written. And in that book, it helps to share the inside of his mindset of a freaking winner, of a guy who never quits, never gets up, never gives up in the face of adversity. Now, I remind you that he's facing massive adversity in New York in the 1980s. trying to build buildings. The politicians were against him. Okay, he couldn't get tax breaks. He had to file bankruptcy with his company. Massive hateful in the media. He would turn it around. He would look at it as an opportunity. He would change his mindset. How can I make this into a positive opportunity as opposed to like focusing on the negative thing? He would say, this is a press opportunity. They're using my name and my company name. And in his book, he talks about that's a freaking $40,000 for that article. Sure, it was a little bit negative about my business, but that's a $40,000 advertisement I just got for free. And that earned me, X amount of dollars. He quantifies it like this was huge. He really thanks the press for that opportunity. He loves it because it made him more money, even though it wasn't necessarily a good appearance in the press, So it's all about mindset. And, that would be a good place to start. There's so many places to start. Law of Success by Napoleon Hill is the #1 book. The 1925 version, the Lost Manuscripts, is the true raw version of the Law of Success. You could probably find it on YouTube now, even audiobooks of it. But the actual Lost Manuscript, not that one, you can't find, but the Lost Manuscript of 1925 is the best version. That's the raw version, because after that, Henry Ford got involved and cut out a lot of the material. By the time Think and Grow Rich came out, it was completely watered down from the Law of Success. While Think and Grow Rich is amazing, it's still a great read, and I highly recommend it. It's one of the best storytelling books of all time. The great story in the beginning, about 3 feet from gold, the amazing story about being 3 feet from gold and quitting, the guy quitting at 3 feet from gold. And of course, the little girl story where she's got all the might and the charisma of just a little tiny girl, and she stands up to the big bully. And the big bully, a senior man who's saying, you need to leave. And the little girl's like, you need to, give my mama her money right now. And the man like backs down. He's like, oh my gosh, this little girl bossed me up. She just had more confidence in him. It was all about like charisma. So there's so many lessons in that book. Don't get it wrong. But yeah, the other one is Art of the Deal by Donald Trump, 1987. Read it for the first time. He also has another book called Never Give Up. These are just things just principles to learn. And constantly learning and growing is one thing. But I could go on a list of books. But the key is definitely the Law of Success, Think and Grow Rich. Now Art of the Deal I'm finding for the first time. The early Tony Robbins stuff. There's so many books. Mindset is so key on everything, on how you look at life. But it ultimately just comes to like getting right in the morning, and then all of a sudden, when you deal with the situation, turning it around. How is this an opportunity? What is the solution here? Looking for the solutions or ways it's going to improve. You're going to improve on. How can I improve on this? Where's the opportunity? Or next. Some will, some won't. Next. Because if there is no opportunity, if there is no solution, next, move on. And that's what I will learn from Adam Rayford myself, being like top in sales, is you're always going on for the next. So hit the ones. My name is Gavin. We're going to grow this channel to 100,000 subscribers here soon. All right. And it's just getting better and better every day. So thank you, everyone. I'll see you at the top.